Hello guys, today I am starting a new concept called Spring Jdbc. Let's start. What is Spring Jdbc? This is a module. This is a module that provides abstraction on plain JDBC technology and simplifies the JDBC style persistence logic development. Uh, I will I will tell what is persistent logic development. Let's write this. This module provides abstraction on provides the abstraction on plain JDBC technology. And simplifies the JDBC style JDBC style persistence logic development. For example, what is plain JDBC technology? We are creating a driver class, then we are creating the connection, then we are creating a prepared statement object, and we are getting some result set object and closing some. This is plain JDBC style technology, persistent logic. Before we are going, what is persistence? Uh, Here we are getting what is persistence, like understanding what is this persistence means. Let's start. Persistence means this is a process of storing and managing data for long time is called persistence. Let's write this. This is a process of storing and managing data for a long time. Long time is called persistence. Then another terminology is what is persistence store means the place where we are storing the data and manage it for a long time is called persistence store, like our flat files, our DB softwares, like let's write this. The place where the data will store stored and managed for long time is called persistent store. I'll do one thing. Wait. persistent store. Then another terminology is what is persistence data. The data stored in persistent store. Store is called persistence data. Means in flat file or database software we are storing, for example, we are storing a student data, like this data which data will store in that persistent store. Then this data will called as persistent data. Next we will discuss what is persistence operation. Like our insert, update, delete, and select. Select operation performed on persistence data. Persistence data on persistence data of persistence store. Are called persistence operation. Lessons. Then like I'm giving a note. Like our operations, like code operation, which we are telling in Jdbc code operation. So it should be in capital. Code operation means C stands for our create. C stands for create. Create means insert record. Insert a record. Then courtesy, then U stands for update. Update means modify. Modify the record. And then then what next? R stands for read. Read means select the record in Jdbc terminology. D means delete, like remove. Then this. Then what is persistence logic? Then next is then what is persistence logic? Logic means the logic which we perform persistence operation. Logic using we perform persistence operation. Operations is called persistence logic. Is called persistence logic. For example, Jdbc code, Spring Jdbc code, Spring ORM code, Hibernate code. This code is called persistence logic. Like our Jdbc code या फिर Spring Jdbc code, Spring Jdbc code, Spring ORM code, like Hibernate code, etc. So many things. And next is we are discussing persistence technology. What is called persistence technology is the technology or framework using which the persistence logic is developed. Is called persistence technology or framework. Like our, for example, I'm giving for example our Jdbc, simple Jdbc persistence technology. This is called persistence technology. Then next example is I'm giving Next example, our Spring JDBC. Spring JDBC is persistent. This is persistent technologies, and this is persistence framework. Then our Spring ORM. This is also persistence framework. I'm not giving that example, and we are talking about these all things, and what is the conclusion is, what I am to say is, the persistence technology or framework is given to develop persistence logic to perform persistence operation on persistence data of persistence store. Okay. Let's write conclusion. What is the conclusion is, the persistence technology or framework is given to develop the persistence logic persistence logic to develop the persistence logic for performing the persistence operation logic for performing the persistence operation on the persistence operation on the persistence data of persistence store. On the persistence data of persistence stores. Then I will give you some example. Why we are using Spring JDBC. If we have JDBC like a persistence technology JDBC, we have plain JDBC. Why we are using Spring JDBC? Because further to know what is Spring JDBC, why we are using Spring JDBC, then first of all we will know what is plain JDBC do. Then after we are going to what is plain JDBC, I will give you some example assume this is developer. Assume this is developer who are using Spring application, Spring app who are a developer who develops Spring application, who develop Spring application, who uses Spring JDBC internally. Spring application uses, this is called Spring JDBC, who uses Spring JDBC. What does Spring JDBC uses? Spring JDBC internally uses our plain JDBC only. Plain JDBC technology. Uses plain JDBC to insert a record in database software. To insert a record in DB software. So I assume this is DB software. This is DB software. In the plain JDBC interacts with the DB software. Okay, then we will go and understand what is this plain JDBC is. Let's start. When we are writing plain JDBC, some important things are there. Step when you are using this plain JDBC, step 1 is what? First, what we will do? First we are creating what? Load. First we are loads the database software. Loads. So JDBC driver class. Specific, like if Oracle, then to register, if you have SQL, then we are using JDBC colon jdbc.driver.oracle driver. Then if we are using MySQL, then MySQL driver null. If we are using PostgreSQL, though, there we are using their JDBC driver class name. First step is that. Then second step is what? Second step we are establishing the connection. Establishing the connection. And we are using, then what do the third step is, then when the connection is established, then we are creating statement object. JDBC, we are creating JDBC statement object. Then we are passing this SQL queries. Send and execute SQL queries. queries in database software. Then fifth step is when query executes, then we gather SQL query results and process the result. Then we gather SQL query result. Query result, and we process that result. Then sixth step is we are closing the database connection. Closing the connection. Observe in wait, give me 1 minute. Observe in every application give me 1 minute. Observe here, in every application in plain Jdbc, every application if we develop, then every time we load the class, driver class, then establish the connection and creating the statement object is common. This logic is common. This logic is common to every application, and closing statement also common to every application. This is app specific logic. So what query we want and what result we want, this is app specific. Means in application development, this is common logic. Means this stands for boilerplate codes. This is common logics. Common logics, and this is common logics. This is common logics, and this is app specific logic. Means what we learn here. What is the note is, while developing the plain Jdbc app, we need to write both app specific logic this app specific logic and also common logic. Specific logic and common logics. This improves the burden of the program. This improves the burden of the programmer. Means every time writing means this is a boilerplate code. To solve this boilerplate code, the Spring people given Spring Jdbc. To solve this boilerplate code, then the Spring Jdbc people given Spring people given Spring Jdbc, which internally uses plain Jdbc only. Let's start. What is Spring Jdbc does give me a 1 minute. Spring JDBC. Spring JDBC. We have creating here 6 steps, but here we will create, let's see how many steps it will come. First step, is what? Create JDBC template object. Create JDBC template class object. Sorry, this is one statement. JDBC template class object. Like how we create JDBC template, like our manually we can create, or using IOC container we can create, which is takes this JDBC template class object, which takes care the common logics. Means first 3 steps is take care by JDBC template object. Then second step is what? Send and execute these things only. Give me 1 minute. This method. Send and execute SQL queries in database software, then gathers the SQL queries, gather the SQL query result and process that result. Then end. Only 3 steps gone. What is the disadvantage of Spring JDBC, Spring our normal JDBC, and disadvantage means first is raises boilerplate code problem, and burden of the programmer will be increased, because we need to take care of both application specific logic and common logic. All exceptions in JDBC are checked exception. The developer must catch and handle that exception in the try catch block. It supports only positional params like question mark positional param in SQL queries, but not support named param. I will talk about more about what is positional param and named param in future videos. And the second limitation is JDBC result subject is not serializable object. Means not serializable means so we cannot send that object to over other the network. Means not use, no proper support for transaction management. Transaction management means it is the process of combining the related operation into single unit and executing them by applying do everything or nothing principle is called transaction management. Means for example, transferring money operation like withdraw money from source account and deposit money into destination account. Both these both operations are must executed together by applying do everything or nothing principle. This is then that then we need transaction management support. Like no proper support for transaction management. We will discuss what is transaction management in another. When we completed Spring JDBC, we will go for transaction management. Okay. Then we came first. This much limitations. That's why Spring people give Spring JDBC. What is the advantages of Spring JDBC? We will discuss. First is provides the abstraction on plain JDBC technology and simplifies the development process. Like we are creating JDBC template class object which takes care of all common logics. Means boilerplate code is gone. Then avoids the boilerplate code is gone. Supports both positional param and named param. We'll discuss what is positional param. And Spring JDBC throws unchecked exception. Unchecked exception means exception handling is optional. Spring JDBC allows to get select SQL query result in our choice format. There is no need of dealing with result set object directly. Gives good support for transaction management. Provides callback interface to generate a customized result like this. Okay guys, that's all for this video, and further discussion we'll do next class. Thank you.